Blue Lock Chapter 321 is finally here. With the score being 3-0 and only 15 minutes left in the game, we're coming close to the end of the Nigeria match. We see Team Nigeria trying to cook for the last 15 minutes and some of the most insane Isagi dialogue we've gotten in a while. Unhinged Isagi Yoichi is back. We are getting closer and closer to the end of this match. There's a lot to talk about, so let's jump into it quick. The chapter begins with the announcer shouting a super goal, really getting hyped for Itoshi Rin's goal and Japan's lead. We see female Nanase, Rudius from Mushoku Tensei, and a Dr. Doofenshmirtz, like you can't tell me this guy ain't him. Everyone in the crowd getting hyped, as well as Bachira's mom and Isagi's parents. But not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused why we didn't see Bachira's mom hyped at her own son's goal. We only saw her reaction for Rin. Like, did we just forget? Also, where is Rin's parents? Did they get the milk? Both of the brothers are having a rivalry of a lifetime in front of Japan, and they're not stopping them or even celebrating their goals. They had other parents do it instead. Anyways, we immediately get this beautiful double spread panel of Rin and Isagi aura farming on the pitch with this unnecessary face-off. The number ones that literally turned this Nigeria match into a battle between themselves. The announcer talks about how Rin borrowed Isagi's back and managed to mesh their gears, leading to a 3-0 lead. With Isagi asking if Rin was aiming for that, and Rin, nonchalant per usual, just sighs and says, "I was simply observing you, nerdy Demon King." We see Rin's thought process of when Onazi came to block. Isagi would have switched to 2-gun to score the goal, so he had to snatch it before it happened and scored off the inspiration he got from that moment. I like how Rin is basically backhand complimenting Isagi, like he had full confidence Isagi was going to score and he knew Isagi would pull out the 2-gun volley because the same thing happened to him. He for sure got some PTSD. So learning from his experiences, giving Isagi his kudos while still getting the goal himself, that monk for real changed Rin's life because we would have never seen this beforehand. Rin says he used his impulse to score that goal and surpass Isagi. Then when his brother comes over to the Japan U20 team, he'll challenge him as a striker and deny his existence completely. Yo, you would think the way Rin treats Sai, he eliminated his whole family lineage, he betrayed the family clan, but still, I'm so hyped to eventually see Sai and Rin. We've waited so long to see this. Isagi just scoffs and tells him, "Good, keep it up, he'll surpass even his wildest imaginations and grow stronger with those puzzle pieces." And that's what I like to hear from our boy, always on that unmatched work ethic. Bachira says, "Don't get all fired up with just the two of you." Chigiri says, "It's gonna be me next." And Karasu says, "It's me." Everyone showing their egos and whatnot. But not gonna lie, there's definitely an imposter in this panel. We jump over to Henri, and she's excited at the score being 3-0, saying they can win, and that this was supposed to be a tough match. Bruh, I think we all thought the same, that this game was at least gonna be sort of a challenge, but it's not even remotely close. Dare I say, this is one of the easiest games in Blue Lock so far, and it's not even entirely because Nigeria is bad. Like, yeah, some of them are pretty bad, except a select few, but it's mostly because Blue Lock is so damn overpowered. Imagine how much worse it would have been if they had Barou or Shido in the pitch too. She continues that each of the players are being active on the field, a perfect entrance plus points, even the newly founded formation is perfect. And then Ego chimes in talking about how Itoshi Rin's talent and mentality to score fits the qualities of a hero born to be a striker. He is the possessor of that chosen special trait. Ego talking about Rin like how they talk about Gon and Killua in Hunter x Hunter, a 1 in 10 million talent glaze. But hey, Rin's consistently been the #1 in Blue Lock, so it makes sense that he's getting glazed. But Ego makes sure to not glaze too hard and says that there's not only one path to becoming a hero, and that making everyone strive for the path of a protagonist. While we see Ryu, Nico, Aiku, and Hiyori, that's the magic of Blue Lock that draws out their talent. Henri seems to agree, and with that, we see only 15 minutes left on the clock. which in other words means Blue Lock is just doing their victory lap. There is no way Nigeria is coming back now. We hop on over to Nigeria's side to get their thoughts on the 3-0, and for some reason, they all look tired. Dog, I hate to break it to you, but what have you been doing that requires this pose? All I've seen from this team is just a bunch of lollygagging and shocked faces. Even they're saying scoring 3 points in 15 minutes is impossible. Aboabona says that Japan is disgustingly strong, and Kuso got no words, bro. He's done talking. There is not a single ounce of thought going on in Kuso's brain. I just know he ran out of ideas because at the start of the match, he was analyzing every single thing to the minute details. All of a sudden, though, Bello says, but hey, isn't this match fun to everyone? And Aboabona responds with, everyone is aiming for their own goals selfishly, and that's new. 2 random Nigerian players chime in saying this playstyle of not relying on Onazi completely is new and exciting, to which Bello says it's gonna be tough to win from now, but if we can even score once, 1 goal can change everything. Everyone's all smiles and sunshines though, besides Kuso and Onazi, who kind of both realize how cooked they are. Like, Kuso hits the fattest side eye, and Onazi just stands there in silence. You know it's bad when Onazi of all people ain't smiling. Out of nowhere, we see a foot though, and Isagi pulls up from the other side of the pitch to join in on the Nigeria conversation, telling them to stop, it's meaningless. Oh my god, he's here, y'all. The return of unhinged Isagi Yoichi. This is the first time Bello is witnessing it, and he's mad confused. I don't think he knows what's awaiting for him. Isagi straight up says, right now, you're simply no different from a temporary high while watching an interesting movie. He's being influenced by the characters in that movie and thinks they can live like that too. And look at the face on Isagi. He is dead serious and sick of that BS he's hearing coming from Nigeria's side. Talking about some we can still change and win. He couldn't tolerate it anymore and had to intervene himself. He continues that they think those are their true feelings, but they're only accepting the parts that fits them best. After they leave the cinema, they'll forget it the next day. That's instant ego. People won't change from that. Now, folks, I know Isagi is raining on Nigeria's parade, but is he wrong, though? I know, you know, nothing for the past 75 minutes have been working for Nigeria, so Isagi just got fed up with their fairy dust positive delusions. Kuso is mute, not saying anything, to nobody's surprise. Bello looks stunned, and Aboabona is pissed, asking Isagi what does he know about us. The rage bait was successful by Isagi. I just know he's smiling on the inside. And Isagi uses that in his own argument, saying it's because you refer to yourselves as we can change. What do you know about us? By making it into everyone's problem, they're running away from the true nature of the present. That mass psychology makes you stop thinking by allowing you to shift your own responsibilities away. We get some depictions on this whole psychology that if it's just your problem, then it's troublesome, but if it's our problem, then it'll work out, which is pretty much the school equivalent of how you feel if you did a bad on a test by yourself compared to every one of your friends bombing the test together. Then you'll feel better about yourself. Y'all, Isagi really pulling out the philosophy, so that's when you know it's serious. He giving them a rundown play on why they're failing, like he's somehow doing a better job than their own coach. He even got the one finger up, like he's giving a college lecture. I'm hella dead. He continues that he's not saying this to you as a whole. He's speaking to each of them individually. Pay attention up here and think again with their own brains. How does it feel to play against BLUELOCK? So in other words, he's saying y'all need to use your brains. Here's the thing though, this is one of the most condescending advice of all time. Like, he's not really wrong. They're playing bad, but damn, going to the other side of the pitch to give advice on how to play better, it's just disrespectful, man. Team Nigeria is just left in shock, except for one person who clenches his fist, and we see Onazi respond to Isagi, saying that it's frustrating and he doesn't want it to end like this. He acknowledges that the way he is right now, he doesn't think he'll ever be able to defeat BLUELOCK, gritting his teeth mad as hell. He's the only one taking this serious. Kuso in the little corner of the page is surprised at Onazi, and oh brother, when is this guy not surprised? This exact same panel, by the way, him saying Onazi's name with a shocked look on his face, is in every single chapter of the Nigeria match. Isagi responds to Onazi saying, yes, that's good. Is his wish to make memories with his friends? And Onazi says no. Isagi then says, is it the title of Nigeria's hero? And Onazi shouts no, it's the world's #1 striker, which Isagi smiles and says, that's right. I kid you not, Isagi is literally giving a cheerleader pep talk before the curtain calls. What do we want to do? Win? When do we want it? Now? You can't make this up at this point. He tosses the ball back to Onazi and says, come destroy me. Come at me to change your lives, you egoists. Yo, Isagi is actually moving different. Nah, the confidence you gotta have to call out the enemy team on their buffoonery, give advice to the enemy team, and then motivate them to give it all they got against you? Pure cinema. I know Isagi fans around the world are geeking at this. We pick back up with Onazi catching the ball from Isagi, who smiles and says, you're huge, Isagi. That relentless ego, where did it come from? To which we see Isagi's aura eyes pop up as he turns around, puzzle pieces flying and all, responding that it was a curiosity to myself. Not only that, folks, we see Isagi's flow state eyes activate. And bro, Isagi, you don't need to be doing all of this. They're already down 3-0. The whole Nigeria team has contributed all the glaze for Krispy Kreme production with how they talk about you. You don't need to do this, gang. You don't need to give them even more reasons to. We get one last little message as the chapter ends off on a cliffhanger about Isagi's training from 44 days ago. It's time, folks, to find out what our boy really did for his training. These damn cliffhangers, man. But oh my god, we're finally going to see what happened to Isagi in Spain and his training. What did he really learn from it? And with Isagi getting his training flashback, does that mean he's going to score in the final 15 minutes? There is so much to cover from this chapter. Onazi looks like he's going to have a big role too, realizing that he wants to be the #1 striker, kind of having that BLUELOCK mentality and chasing solely that. Maybe Nigeria can at least get a point on the board before the game ends. Now, honestly, I know it, you know it. This was a little bit of a yapping chapter, but we still got some amazing moments coming from Isagi. And you know, I'm gonna try my best to still make it as entertaining as possible, even though every chapter after a goal is just a recap or talking before we resume the game. But we still have a lot to discuss, and I first want to start with Isagi. I saw a lot of people hating on him for going up to Nigeria and smack talking, saying that he hasn't done much in this match to warrant that, like score a goal to trash talk. People were even pointing out that he was talking after Rin scored a goal, not even himself scoring a goal, which, like, on paper, that's kind of funny. But also, Isagi is just pointing out the brutally honest facts for their team, and he's played a pretty pivotal role in this match, even if it's not just scoring a goal. So what do y'all think about that? Because it's been a huge discussion everywhere. Now I want to quickly talk about the next chapter as well. Chapter 322 is titled Myself, which is going to be covering Isagi's training from 44 days ago. I'm super excited for this personally because Isagi's trip to Spain with Bunny's introduction was so hype, and it kind of ended off abruptly. So getting some time to see what he analyzes from that match. Did he meet up with Bunny afterwards? We knew Sai was in Spain, and this might be a bit of a stretch, but did he run into Sai randomly? Or just maybe him watching other matches in different countries, because we saw a lot of plane tickets to these different matches. Maybe we get to see some other new Gen 11s. I kind of doubt that though, because it's most likely going to be an Isagi focused flashback. And yeah, with Isagi getting a flashback, I really wonder how that's going to affect the ending of this match, because we know Onazi is re-motivated now. He's probably going to awaken his ego, and then we get Isagi versus Onazi. So now it's an awakened Onazi versus Isagi with a flashback. And just in this matchup, Isagi with the flashback is likely to win. So does that mean Nigeria is not even gonna get a goal and Isagi is the sole reason for that? This game does seem to be wrapping up soon because 30 minutes have passed since Rin's goal and the start of the second half, which is a little bonkers, but it just tells you that the end is coming. And for my thoughts so far on the Nigeria match, because everyone is talking about it, I do understand that this game was to show how strong BLUELOCK is now, and that might be a little little bit boring, but I'm still enjoying it. I still think seeing all the developments and whatnot is cool. It's just the nature of this game because it's the first match. We know how strong BLUELOCK is now. They're pretty much confirmed to win this game as well to go past the group stage. There isn't much stakes in this match, but even if there isn't any stakes due to plot, we still have to go through this game, play the game out. So by default, it's going to be less interesting than the other matches we'll see in the World Cup. Not boring, but just less interesting. Like the stakes for the France match, we get to see Loki and Charles. We don't know if they're going to win or not, so it's a little bit more unpredictable. England will have a new Gen 11, probably. Spain, Germany, all those other matches have more impact narratively than the Nigeria match. So yeah, it just makes sense if there's less interesting content from this match. I'm still enjoying this game, but I'm definitely way more excited to see other things past this match, which I mean, who's not excited? We get the France game, updates on other characters, just everything way more hype. And the community would also have a lot more to talk about because right now there isn't much. We just know BLUELOCK is steamrolling Nigeria and we can only talk so much about that. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video though. If you made it to the end, make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with everything BLUELOCK related. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube really thinks you like this video right here, so be sure to check that one out too. Leave any thoughts you have in the comments down below, and I'll see y'all in the next one.